Okay.
What are we saying?
You just follow my lead.
All right.
What are we saying? Well, 9 months of doing Game On, we've only had the 2 fist fights and only had to call the cops once.
That's
favorite moment so far of the show?
Ooh, favorite moment. Very first show, I think. Simon Whitfield in here when he was putting off the guns.
My favorite story, you know what, is, of course, loved going to Maui.
Another tough day at Czech News.
And hanging out with Ryder Hairstal last December.
Rough life.
I hope I get to go again.
Wish I'm sports director one day.
I doubt it. Best compliment on the street that you've gotten about our show?
Your hair looks awesome. That was from my
mine.
That was my parents.
Oh,
actually.
was it? Yeah.
My
Well,
mom
your
and dad
mom
said that. That was yours.
You know what? It was from a little kid who said that he and his dad watched Game On.
Yeah,
each
that was
week.
me. I was the little kid.
Yeah, you
Or was
are.
that Mike Walker?
Yeah, that was little junior chipmunk Mike Walker.
Hey,
who's
I
on
watch
the
the
show
show
as well.
every week. Yeah, right on, guys.
You guys are excellent. Yeah,
Right on.
It's Game On.
Tonight, it's a look back at some of our favorite Game On moments.
From the good
Just because you play sports doesn't mean that you're unattractive.
to the badass to the downright ugly.
It's Game On.
Game On is brought to you by Jenner Chevrolet Buick GMC. Here for you and in your community on the Old Island Highway.
Big hello and happy BC Day to everyone out there this evening. My name is Jeff. This young fellow here is Paul, and we have a special edition of Game On tonight. A look back at some of our favorite stories, guests, and some unforgettable moments, Paul.
Some moments we would like to forget, but it's been a great 9 months since we started the show.
Yeah.
We've certainly had a lot of fun. Tonight is a chance to look back at some of that, and we're going to start tonight with how we start every show, Jeff.
Yes, we got a lot of feedback, positive feedback, believe it or not, about the intros to our show. So here are some of the best from the past 9 months.
Hi everyone, how are you all today? I'm Howie Meeker, and I'm here with Jeff and Paul, and introducing Game On.
I'm Simon Whitfield, and you're watching Game On.
Hey, I'm Ryan Cochran. No. Honestly. We have to say the same time?
Hi, I'm Matt.
I'm Ryan.
And we're coming up tonight on Sports Cage.
It's kind of awkward.
I kind of like, I don't know, Jeff's talked to me more than Paul is, but I'm warming up to Paul.
Yeah, and Paul.
Victoria's worst.
You're watching Game On with Jeff and Mike?
Paul.
Paul. You're watching Game On with Jeff and Paul.
Hi, I'm Jeff Courtnall. I was the hockey player, and my brother was the big figure skater.
Off the screen.
I'm Len Berry. I'm on Sports Cage tonight, and I'm going to get a haircut, and I'm going to save it for Jeff.
Hi, I'm Tyson Berry, and unlike my dad Lenny, I'm cutting off the mullet before I come on tonight with Jeff and Paul.
And we're coming up tonight on Game On.
Where's the camera?
And do I have to look in that camera or at myself?
Where all that young word.
Could I just say I'm Coach Snoop, or did I have to say I'm Matthew Blocker?
Coming on tonight with Jeff and Paul on Game On TV.
We got some rain up in Whitehorse.
Hi, I'm Dale Purington. It's my son Vaughn. He's already tougher than Paul and Jeff.
My name's Seamus McGrath, and I'm a two-time Olympian, and I look way bebetter in spandex than Jeff and Paul. Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Ryan.
And we're coming up tonight on Game On.
Nice work, fellas. There we go.
Knew those boys would eventually get it. All right, we've done a lot of good stories over the past 9 months, but one that really sticks out for me is a feature I did on Barbara Mervin.
Yeah, we all knew Barbara is and was, or is, I should say, an outstanding rugby player for Team Canada, but it turns out Barbara is also pretty good at fashion design, so here it is, our feature on Barbara Mervin.
At first glance, Barbara Mervin seems like your typical girly girl. She loves fashion and design. But girly girl? She most certainly is not. Mervin has played on Canada's national women's rugby team for the last 10 years, and she's just returned from the Hong Kong Sevens, where our Canadian ladies struck gold.
The atmosphere of the Hong Kong Sevens was nothing I've ever experienced before. Just in the way, like getting to run onto a field when there's 30,000 fans. It was just crazy, so it was so much fun to be a part of.
But rugby isn't all the 28-year-old cares about. She's a big fan of fashion and design, and last year found a way to combine her two passions by designing fitted rugby gear for women.
All of my friends and I complain about the clothes that we do wear because they're designed for men, so I I knew there was a market for it. And in the beginning, I just wanted to see what I could do to make it better. And then I realized that maybe I can make a career out of this. So I went to school for fashion design.
It was in that program where Mervin's idea turned into a business called Lolly Performance Apparel, designing female rugby gear that's both protective and flattering.
Like, I made my first one and had teammates try it on, test it out, and I do the same. I wear it and play it in a few games and then wash it, see how it washes for every size, getting the best possible fit I can.
For Barbara, business is now booming, designing rugby clothes for both on and off the pitch. Lolly Performance Gear is even getting IRB approved, with the next step being mass production. But for Mervin, it's much more than that. It's a way to combine her passions while crushing stereotypes.
Just because you play sports doesn't mean that you're unattractive, and most of the time it means that you are attractive because you take care of yourself and you're really healthy. And for the most part, you have good self-confidence and enjoy life.
And Barbara is definitely enjoying her life as both an athlete and designer. For more information, log on to lollyperformance.com.
Good stuff. All right, well, another popular segment on our show is the Quick Shift, a fast-paced question-answer segment with some sports celebs.
Yeah, always a great chance to see the lighter side of athletes. And for Paul, he got a little more than he bargained for when former NHL tough guy and Green Party advocate George Laraque stopped by here at Check.
All right, I'm here with former NHL tough guy George Laraque. And, of course, George, you used to wish fighters good luck before you fought them.
Okay, good luck, man.
So I'm going to wish you good luck here. So good luck. Don't need any luck. All right, so some fast-paced question answers. Let's start with the basics. First car.
Nissan Sentra in 1986, brown rusted.
Really? Ugly?
Really ugly, yeah.
Nice. Okay, band playing on your iPod right now.
U2.
U2. What is your favorite thing that is green?
Favorite thing that is green that I own? I don't know, my grass.
Tell me about your hardest fight you had, the toughest fight you ever had.
Bob Probert.
Easiest fight you ever had.
Jay Leach, because he wasn't a heavyweight.
In the Battle of the Georges, what would be a George you'd rather fight in the day? George Foreman or George St. Pierre, who you've actually already gone up against?
Well, actually, we're best friends,
Really?
me and George. Yeah, we did that to promote UFC, to get kids off the street, to register. So I would say George Foreman.
What is something that no one knows about George Laraque?
That I love karaoke.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you give us a little something right now?
Okay. Whisper in the morning.
Whispers in the morning.
Of lovers sleeping tight, or rolling by like thunder night. As I look in your eyes,
I hold on
down to your body and feel each move you make. Your voice is warm and tender, a love that I could not forsake. Is that good?
George Laraque. Forget Battle of the Blades. You're going on American Idol, I think. That was fantastic. This Quick Shift brought to you by
George Laraque.
That has to be the most awkward I've ever felt interviewing someone. We actually had to cut about 2 minutes. He sang forever. We cut about 2 minutes of that. At first it was funny, but then I was starting to get a little nervous.
Yeah.
I wasn't about to make him stop.
Well, he's got about, what, 2 feet on you and at least 100 pounds?
About that.
You don't tell him when to stop.
No.
All right, we will be right back with more of our special edition of Game On. But first, here's a few more fun we had with some intros with our special guests.
Hi, I'm Gerald Kazanowski. Coming up to Game On with these two little guys, Jeff and Paul.
This is Jeff. This is Paul. You're watching Game On. Hi, I'm Mo Elonimi. Let me still. I still think
Of course, your two hosts tonight. I taught them everything they know, so stay tuned. We're coming up on Game On.
Nice for a guy.
Is that okay? Is that okay?
Ryder Hesjedal here. You're watching Game On TV.
Game On.
Oh, yeah? I'm pretty sure you need more than one take.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Ryder Hesjedal. You're watching Game On Check TV.
Hello and welcome back to our special edition of Game On. To look back at some of our favorite moments. And speaking of rider and biking, we're going to look at one of your favorite stories, Jeffrey.
Yeah, we've covered all kinds of biking, of course, Paul, here on Game On. But Sam Whittingham takes the cake for the most creative story. He lives on Quadra Island and holds the land speed record for recumbent bike. Here's a look back at that story.
It all started back in 2000 when Sam Whittingham went south to the Nevada desert and set the land speed record on a recumbent bike. The record at that time, 68 miles per hour, and he's held the record ever since.
I think the first day of trying, we went to 72 miles an hour and went, whoa, okay. And we were beating everybody else that was trying at the time, too. By the end of that week, I think we'd gone 73 or 74 miles an hour, and that was the first record in 2000 that we set. And basically, over the last 10 years since then, I've just been upping that record to where it now sits at about 83 miles an hour.
Now, over the years, many have tried to beat Sam's record, but he remains the guy.
Every couple of years, somebody comes along and gets kind of close, but we basically held it for that long.
Sam not only enjoys competition for the record, he encourages it.
I wish, actually, that somebody, before I get too old, that somebody would come and beat us to show us how we can do it better. Because at this point, we're kind of like, I don't want to say sitting on our laurels because we're still trying stuff, but it's like we've kind of leveled off.
Now, going 83 miles per hour on a bike is amazing. And after all these years of setting records, that stat even blows Sam away.
We're taking a vehicle that is basically on half a horsepower. I mean, that's what I'm putting out, is half to 3/4 of a horsepower. And going 80 miles an hour on a flat piece of road with no assistance, no gravity, no wind, no nothing. This is the Diablo 3. This is the fastest bike in the world. In general, it's just a bicycle. Like, a lot of people look at this and they think there's going to be something really complicated inside. It's pretty simple. It's basically just bicycle parts rearranged in a different manner. Built for speed, not comfort.
Now, along with setting speed records, Sam also custom builds bikes in a shop on Quadra Island. His business is known as Naked Bicycles. He's been doing this for years because he loves bikes.
To me, bikes, they're just so incredibly efficient that to be able to help other people find that passion.
And of course, you're wondering, what's with the name Naked Bikes?
Naked Bikes is really, it's trying to get back to making just a good, solid, no BS bike.
Whether it's a land speed record or innovative design, Sam Whittingham is clearly leading the pack, ahead of the game and winning the race.
Well, that's just all kinds of ridiculous.
Yeah, really.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's not just a two-man show here at Game On.
What?
Magic Mike Walker.
Right.
There's a lot of reporting here on the show. Now we're going to look at one of his favorite tales, Jeff.
Yeah, as you know, Mike, pretty big hockey fan, but also loves car racing, and he found a man who shares his passion, another friend of the show, Ryan Wade.
Most would agree sprint car racing and professional hockey are about as far apart as two sports can be. That is, unless you're former Victoria Salmon King Ryan Wade.
Hockey's my job. Some people might want to say that's fun, but that's my job, and this is the fun part. This is where we get to come out and, you know, Saturday nights and mess around in the shop and have some fun.
The Victoria native spent 4 seasons on the ice with the Salmon Kings and added another 3 behind the bench, an experience he wouldn't trade for the world.
It was 7 years of my life that I'll never forget. I mean, to be able to come out of amateur hockey and turn pro in your hometown and be able to come back home after being away for 10 years, it was real special for me.
But with the end of every hockey season comes the shift to the track, and it's a tradition that has been in the Wade family for years.
My grandpa took my dad to the racetracks and all his brothers, and then, you know, my dad just continued that on. Our weekend camping trips were weekend racing trips, and you know, it just sort of brought us together, and you know, it continues on that way now. You know, Dad and I in the shop working on the car with you know, my brothers, and it's just a lot of camaraderie and a lot of fun.
I'm more comfortable with leaning on the right rear.
But even with the Salmon Kings gone, Wade says his career of choice is on the ice.
I want to stay in coaching, or at least hockey anyways, in some form, but coaching's my main focus right now that I want to keep on doing, and you know, see where it takes me, and if it doesn't, then we'll have to figure something else out.
This portion of Game On brought to you by Sopranos Bar and Grill, where fans gather before and after the game.
All right, well, we've been pumping our own tires a little too much tonight, so now I think it's time to bring ourselves back down to earth.
Yes, it is time. Yeah, we've covered a lot of talented athletes here on Game On, but that does not mean that the two fellas here have any talent. Just roll this. Have a look.
Yeah, let's start with Jeff, who tried out the paddleboard when he went to the Ryder Hedgedale Cycling Camp in Maui. Having a little trouble standing up. Not there. Finally, he gets up.
Oh, here I got
him. Oh, Jeffrey.
Oh, so graceful. Yeah, that was ugly. So was this. At Jump Ship, young Paul here tried out the bike jump into the big airbag. Guys were doing flips and unreal tricks, and Paul, not so much.
I did that.
Not the prettiest jump ever. In fact, it gets the flipper legs going in the air.
I just didn't want to.
But you didn't break anything.
Well, luckily, look.
That's the nice bucket too, by the way.
I didn't realize.
Nice helmet.
That's borrowed. looks like the back of my car. Ego's still pretty boost. All right, that's coming up. We're going to check out more of our favorite moments from the sports cage.
But first, as we do every week, here's a look at some island standings.
Standings are brought to you by Robbins Parking, proudly supporting local community and events.
All right, welcome back to Game On, our special BC Day edition, when we look back at some of our favorite moments from the past 9 months.
Paulie, we've seen our favorite intros, some of our favorite stories, and now it's time to check out some of our favorite moments from a segment we call Sports Cage.
The Cage, yeah. We get a lot of great guests here in our studio, and the Cage allows us to do a bit more in-depth interview. And so without further ado, here's some of our favorite Cage moments.
Game On's Sports Cage is brought to you by Country Grocer. You'll feel like family.
You know, you tried to come back, you know, do you miss it, or is it, hey, that was just that part of my life and now's a different chapter?
Well, I think the reason why, you know, I did the comeback in the first place was I just needed to go through the process of reinstatement.
Right.
And you know, I didn't want to retire as a suspended player.
Yep.
And, you know, I started, you know, a few Februaries ago. I was like 215 pounds, sat my wife down at the kitchen table and said, guess what, honey, I'm going to make a comeback. And she kind of looked at me and was like, yeah, okay. And, but, you know, at the end of the day, I did get reinstated. Yep. So, you know, hopefully, you know, somewhere down the road, I'll get that phone call from the Hockey Hall of Fame. Yeah. But the game has changed and it's different, and the guys are younger, and but you know, it was a great experience, and the way that first game played out, you know, Hollywood scripts, you know, can't
Jar1 in overtime.
Yeah.
Did you feel like that was a good way to end, because you retired shortly after that?
Yeah, you know, I think after the puck went in the net, they could open up the Zamboni gates and I could have just skated off. Yeah. Well, and there's not too many guys that get to leave the playing field to a standing ovation and people chanting, chanting their name. So, you know, it worked out really well.
Yeah, tell us about the Olympic experience and just everything about Vancouver. I mean, you know, first of all, how neat, you know, that it's in your home country. You know, it came up a little short, but just tell us about the experience and how amazing it must have been.
You know, it's funny, people ask all the time to explain the Olympics and what it was, and I said, if you weren't there, it's impossible to explain, and if you were there, you don't need to. So it was a dream come true to our team. I mean, we'd been working forever to get to something like that, and the country just came behind everybody, and to play in your own country, I mean, it was pretty incredible.
What has been the fallout from that over the last year? Because it must be everywhere you go, people saying, great job, congratulations.
Yeah, you know, positive, unbelievably positive across the country. And, you know, I think the thing that we wanted to do with the Olympics was to be able to, you know, instead of just taking this medal and hanging it up somewhere, we wanted to, you know, be able to do something with it, to motivate kids, to do some speaking, motivate corporations, talk about our trip and our journey, and so that's what we've been doing a lot of.
Showing it to a couple of kids today.
I have, very excited ones. Thank you so much.
Wow, Cheryl, that's fantastic. One other question that's been on my mind for a few days. What is the worst pronunciation of your last name that you ever heard over a public address?
He almost screwed it up.
Almost.
Well, I told you I played in a junior college in Utah. We went to play a game against Dixie College in Idaho. And I remember coming out on the field, and the guy said, "Mo Killahonky."
Oh, that's
So I was
That's intimidating, though. You won the Rookie of the Year, correct?
Yeah, and you beat Mr. Hockey. Gordie Howe was runner-up.
That's the greatest miscarriage of justice in the history of hockey.
Really? You really think so?
Oh, you knew every time that he was, well, I was 21, okay, and he was 18.
Yeah.
And every time you looked up, you know, he was home free, he was making plays and big and strong and everything else. And fourth game of the finals, in Stanley Cup finals, he goes into the corner, I go into the corner, he gives me a shove, I give him a shove, he gives me this, I give him that, and he goes, whack! Oh, I mean, he's 6 foot, and I'm here, and his elbows were right there. See?
Oh, my.
Tooth gone.
Oh, really?
I went to Bill Chadwick, I said, Bill, for Christ's sakes, you know, Gordie just gave me an elbow here. You didn't give him a penalty, but that's all right, but you know, I got to find that tooth. So anyways, they brought out the scrapers and everything else. Well, 4 years later, we're in Detroit, see? Playing Detroit, yeah. The Red Wings, Stanley Cup Finals again. See?
Yeah.
Howe goes in the corner, I go in the corner. I shove him, he shoves me. He went, what? Like this, see? Guess what?
Another tooth?
Oh, gee.
Gordie Howe towed him.
That's Gordie Howe's work right there.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh.
Every time I meet him, I see him about 2 or 3 times a year as he travels around the country. Hi, Howie, how are the teeth?
Oh, fantastic.
What a legend. And it was funny, someone tweeted us afterwards to say, do you guys realize that you just shook Howie's the hand that he took his teeth out with? And I was like, that was a privilege.
Didn't realize that, but I would do it again, for sure.
So would I. It was great to have Howie in here. And unfortunately, that just about does it for our special edition of Game On. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Freddie Jenner and the folks at Jenner Chev, Sopranos, Robbins Parking, and Spankin' Sports. Thank you for helping us bring Game On to our viewers each and every week.
That's right, and we want to thank those viewers, of course, for tuning in every week. This show is a whole lot of fun, and make sure to email us or tweet us if we do anything like shake someone's hand after taking out their teeth.
Yeah.
And if you have any suggestions or comments, you know we will be here every Monday night, 7 o'clock, 10:30. What is it, Jeff?
It is Game On, Paul.
That is right. Good night.